Are you ready to bring your four-legged friend and move to 38? Perfect. But I'm going to give you 10 reasons why you shouldn't. I'm AJ, and this is Hattie.
You're not even paying attention, Hattie.
You have to
You're
pay
supposed
attention.
to be co-hosting.
Oh, okay. And this is Hattie, and we're going to tell you why you should not move to 38. Just kidding. Here he is.
Such a better co-host, I hope.
Debate.
So 10 reasons not to move to 30A. What's going on? I'm Andrew, and this is
AJ.
And we are real estate agents with the Emerald Group here on the Emerald Coast. We service everything from Pensacola to Panama City Beach, and of course, everything in between. And this is going to be rough.
Ha! Get it.
Because it's a dog. Yeah.
We absolutely want to thank our returning viewers, our subscribers, and for those of you that are brand new to our channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that you get notified every time we do another video.
We are getting calls, texts, and emails pretty consistently of you guys reaching out, and of course we absolutely love it, so please keep that coming. If you guys have any questions at all, you do not have to hesitate. All of our contact information is on the screen. We put it here for you so that you can call us and we can have a conversation on whether or not this is a good area for you. So whether you're a year out or 3 months out or moving here tomorrow, you can go ahead and call, text, email, however you want to reach out. You can even do social media, email, whatever is best for you guys.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. All the reasons why it's absolutely a horrible decision to move to 30A. So number one on our list is sharks.
Oof.
They're crazy. I mean, they just
everywhere.
come out here and swim around and don't bother anybody. It's like, are you guys even real sharks? Like, because Jaws would be disappointed in y'all. So
And most of the sharks that we do see out here are fairly small, and of course we haven't heard of any shark attacks yet, knock on wood. But it's definitely something to consider. So if you're deathly afraid of sharks, then maybe don't get in the water.
But if you do, and you happen to see a shark, they're pretty skittish out here. So yes, it's kind of scary when you see, an apex predator in the water swimming right next to you. But chances are it's not a big one. They've just kind of gotten a little bit lost. They thought you were something you were not. Not something that happens all the time. But if you have small children, of course you want to be in the water with them anyways, because, water, dangerous. But sharks are another reality. It is the Gulf of Mexico. So we get all kinds of wild marine life. You can see some manatees, which are awesome. We've even recently seen some whale sharks, which are incredible. They're like basically whales, but they're called whale sharks, and they're super fun to swim with. I actually swam with some in Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have this huge aquarium there with these whale sharks that you can swim with. You just don your scuba gear, and a lot of people want to dive all the way to the bottom. They think it's like that's where you're going to encounter the whale sharks, but it's actually up at the top because they want to kind of skim the top. I got bumped into. They're super rude. Whale sharks, super rude and huge.
Good to know. Now, next up, outside of sharks, this one's going to be ran into a little bit more often on our list of top 10 reasons not to move here to 30A, and that is the traffic. 30A has one main road going throughout it, right? So they don't have, a lot of other options. Of course, each of the little cities have their own side streets and stuff. It doesn't just end there at the main road. But because it's just one lane on each side road, it does get a little bit packed, especially because we've got things like, your normal motorists, your cars, your trucks, your motorcycles, stuff like that. You also have golf carts. You've got a lot of pedestrian walkways that you're going to have to stop for. You need to watch out for them because it is a very walking and biking friendly area in general. And sometimes they're not paying attention as much as they should be. So it's kind of on the motorists to do that. So if traffic really bugs you, it's not going to be anything like the big cities. For anybody that's been watching our channel for some time, we're always comparing it to that. It's nothing crazy like that, but it is just enough where if you just absolutely despise traffic, you might not like this section.
A lot of people obviously move to 38 for the beaches, some incredible beaches right off of 38. And so this traffic, not only is it going to impact the flow of vehicle movement, spots, but it's also going to fill up the parking pretty quickly to get to those beaches. So if you are moving here specifically for the beaches, you're going to want to be probably in walking distance, or understand that you're going to have to leave your place pretty early to find a parking spot close to one of those public beach accesses.
And you do have a couple of other options too. If you're buying a condo, a lot of the condos out on 30A will actually offer a shuttle service, which is really great because, whether it's a van or whether it's a golf cart, you can load up all your stuff. They'll take you there and you don't have to take up that space, and you don't have to worry about driving home if you have one too many glasses of fun on the beach.
And that brings us to our third topic, kind of feeding into this, is parking. There really isn't much in the way of parking when it comes to 30A as a whole. Whether you're visiting friends that live on 30A, you have friends visiting you and you live on 30A, or going out to eat together, whatever it is, anywhere you go, do not expect huge parking lots. They're just not there. There are a couple of kind of medium-sized parking lots, but you're not going to find anything like maybe a standard Walmart or Publix-sized parking lot, except maybe the Publix in watercolor, and then you're going to have a pretty sizable parking lot. But the majority of 30A, even if you're going to a restaurant or to the beach accesses, there's just not a lot. And then when it comes to individual residences, the majority of them do not have a ton of parking. So that is a very real con to living on 30A.
It's sort of one of the downfalls of them doing that, like urban chic style area in general, that you're just not going to have as much parking. And speaking of people visiting and parking and other topics like that, the fourth con on our list are reasons not to move to 30A, and it might actually be a pro depending on what you feel like, but a lot of your family may not want to come visit you even if they're within driving distance because they feel like it's just too far out there. So 30A, as great as it is kind of parked between a lot of stuff. You're not quite in Destin, you're not quite in Panama City Beach, you're right there in the center, and on each side of that, there's kind of a dead space, where there's just not a whole lot going on. From the outlets over in Miramar Beach, you're kind of coming over a little bit more. There's a lot of dead space there, and then all the way going into Panama City Beach. So you might not get as much family visiting, which also means you might not be getting in-laws visiting. So maybe this should go on our pros list.
I've definitely had some friends that are like, you want me to come and visit where? Where did you move to? Oh, that's too far. Or when I say, I'm going to go over to Shunk Gullies for lunch, or I'm going to head over to Amici's for dinner. And speaking of, dinner and lunch and what have you, just food in general, because I love to eat. This brings us to our fifth con to moving to 30A. If you're the type who hates cooking, like your kitchen is always clean because you refuse to cook or do dishes, which I don't blame you. Some of us are really, really busy. But if you're that type, and that means that you partake or frequent fast food establishments pretty frequently, this is going to be a problem for you because there are 0 fast food chains on 30A. 0. So if you don't want to cook or clean, it is going to get pretty pricey pretty quickly. You're not going to be able to just swing by a Burger King or a Whataburger. And that also means that if you are the type to work all day and get home pretty late, if you have, super late hours, there isn't going to be anything open, come midnight or whatever, depending on what kind of shift you're on. So you're going to be a bit more limited when it comes to getting some fast and convenient food. That also means your diet is probably going to be significantly better.
It's a little pro.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pro, but it is going to be more difficult to facilitate quick and easy, fast food.
Unless, of course, you're looking for a liquid dinner, then you'll have options like that left and right. So number 6 on our top 10 reasons not to move to 30A is that 30A is a very small town feel. Some of you are going to hear that and think that's a pro. And then there's going to be others of you that feel like it's not a pro because it's just not going to have all the amenities that maybe you're used to, or it's just going to have a slower pace in general. Okay, this isn't, the hustle and bustle of a big city. This is 30A. It's a lifestyle instead of a, hey, let's just get stuff done so I can get home to my family or what have you.
Yeah, this is the place where everybody knows your name. Like Cheers.
Yeah.
Come on, don't tell me you don't know that.
Please don't put that in the
Put
video.
that in there.
Please don't.
I have the best singing voice. You have to put that in there.
Oh, and also on that subject, there are absolutely 0 karaoke places on 30A. So luckily you won't have to be subjected to that ever again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just violated all our viewers' 8th Amendment.
Yeah, we're sorry.
I'm not that sorry. But that does mean that if you're like me and you're a horrible singer and people know it, that means everybody knows it because, like you said, small town feel. So everybody knows everybody for the most part. If you're a local in the area, because it's such a small area, you find that everybody kind of has the same friends. Everybody talks to everybody. All it takes is just frequenting the same place and you start knowing everybody. And that means everybody knows you too. So if you were the type to, partake in some beverages or other, not mind altering, but like some type of activity altering beverages or something, and then go and act differently than you would in your sober mindset. If you do it in public, chances are everybody's going to hear about it.
Number 7 on our list is a big one, and one that is probably a concern to a lot of you guys, and that's hurricanes. You've heard us say it 100 times. Yes, we have them. Yes, they're real. Yes, they are dangerous. In fact, a lot of times, we're watching it, So if you do move down here to 38, you're going to be watching it just like us. Just be smart and leave town when it gets too big.
Don't be a Florida man.
Yeah, don't be a Florida man, Florida woman, staying chained up to a tree because you're going to survive the wind. It's not the wind that's going to hurt you. It's the Buick going 600 miles an hour through the sky that's going to hurt you, okay?
But not if you're carrying an American flag, America. Yeah. Then you'll be safe.
Then, you can do whatever you want. Point is, hurricanes are real. Just watch out for it, and it's really not that big of a deal. They don't come up sporadically. It's not an earthquake. You're going to have a lot of notice. In fact, most of the time we have almost a week and a half notice that something is brewing up, and then we're kind of watching it. Friends are talking about it. Other people at, wherever you're going are talking about it. You'll know when it's time to get out of town. Your friends will be leaving town too, and that's when you know to pick up your car and get out of Dodge.
Yeah, there are a lot of times when we won't even know. It'll be our friends in other states that are like, hey, are you going to be okay through this hurricane? And it's like, oh, I better turn the news station on and see what's going on. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess we'll start boarding up the house. But one benefit that you have on 30A is that this area is relatively new, right? 30A just started building up within the past 20 years. And it's been, very, very aware of the fact that we get hurricanes. It's the nature of the beast. So everything for the most part is built to a very, very strong standard to ensure that everything, is able to withstand the winds and the projectiles and what have you. And then, like Mongo said, we have a lot of notice that we need to leave. So your house is probably going to be fine. Just get up and go because you don't want to deal with the power outages and, all the toilet paper being gone.
Yeah, why is the toilet paper always gone?
Why is the toilet paper gone? Since we just talked about, building codes essentially in kind of a roundabout way, let's go on to number 8. And that's going to be HOA restrictions.
Two of the worst.
Yeah. So if you're wanting to build on 30A, there are a lot of areas where there are going to be some restrictions. There are going to be some very strict rules that you have to abide by on what you're going to build, what color it's going to be, what kind of fence you're going to have, what those margins are, what the design, the architecture is going to look like, all kinds of things to just kind of help 30A in general maintain its aesthetics, if you will. That being said, there are definitely some communities along 30A where the HOAs are either non-existent or very, very lenient. Blue Mountain Beach, the West End by Dune Allen, Inlet Beach. A lot of these areas you have larger lots, larger possibilities, just a lot more freedom to do the things that you want to do.
So if you're the kind of person that does not like structure, or you want to make sure that you have the pink flamingo house on the street, then 30A is not going to be the area for you unless you choose one of the areas without an HOA that they're a little bit more lax, which might be a good fit for you.
Speaking of the HOAs and what they allow you to do and not do, some of the HOAs are going to restrict short-term rentals. Now, not many of them, because we know that 30A in general there's a lot of tourism there, right? And that might be a con for you as well. If you're looking to purchase to live here, if you're the type that doesn't want to deal with a whole bunch of strangers rotating through at a quick rate of speed in your neighborhood, that might be a problem. But if that's not a problem for you, then all the better. If it is a problem for you, we can find you a neighborhood that does not allow short-term rentals and really caters to the people that are going to live here full time. So there is something for everybody. Just keep in mind the HOA presence in 38 is pretty strong.
Now, moving on to number 9 on our list, and that is the sand. We love our sand here. Don't get us wrong. It's beautiful. It's powder white. But with that, it's also kind of like glitter. Yeah, you go see it once, and it's everywhere. It's going to be in your car, in your house, on your girlfriend, on your husband, what have you. This
Your
sand,
dog.
your dog, yeah, sand gets everywhere, and you'll be picking sand out forever. It's hard to get out of vehicles, so you might have to get a mobile detail. You might have to vacuum your car out a little bit more if you like it clean. But at the end of the day, sand comes at a cost. You want to go to our beautiful beaches, you're going to come back with some souvenirs.
I remember just recently I had a friend over and we decided to go take a walk on the beach, and all we did was go walk on the beach. And I'm telling you, I am finding sand everywhere in my car. You would expect it from, if we had laid out on the beach and we had like towels and mats and stuff that I had thrown in the back. No. We went for a walk. That's it. There's sand everywhere. I don't know. We were barefooted. It wasn't even like we got our shoes full of sand, but there's sand in my car.
Well, they have those showers you could use. You turn them on.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's sand everywhere. It doesn't, when you said it was like glitter, I was like, oh my God.
It really,
our sand is glitter.
It stays there. So they do have showers at almost every public beach access, little outdoor ones you can brush off your feet with, or, sometimes they have the foot one and the full shower one, what have you. So you can wash down a little bit, but you're never going to get it all. Second, real quick tip I have for you is keep baby powder in your car because it gets sand off like crazy. I don't know why, but throw some baby powder on the kiddos that didn't wash themselves down appropriately, and it's going to get a good chunk of it. But there's still going to be a handful here too that you're going to see for the rest of your life. I haven't been to the beach in like a month, and there's sand all up in my car.
Last con that we have for you, and it's kind of a real and obvious one, are the prices, right? You are going to get what you pay for. 30A is probably our most expensive area on the Emerald Coast, and with good reason. We have some of the most pristine beaches. They are gorgeous, and the same goes for the architecture, the lifestyle there, the quality of life that you will have living on 30A with the amazing restaurants, great fine dining, and then also great leisure or casual dining that's affordable and delicious. All of the fresh organic produce from the farmers markets, just everything that you need in this urban development of various communities all tied together by one road. You got parks, you've got trails for running.
So many trails too.
So many trails, so much room for activities. But it all comes at a cost, not including, small condos that'll go for a little bit less, but just single family residences in general. You're looking at a minimum of $600,000 for a house, like anywhere along 30A. It's going to be probably on the west end. It's not going to be very luxurious. $600,000 minimum. Plan on spending that. And even that is going to be pretty difficult to find. On the other end, you could be spending as much as $24 million for a house on 30A. Now keep in mind that 30A is just 19-20 mile stretch, and we're looking at $600,000 to $24 million.
So you can get yourself a nice little cottage on one end, or if you're looking for that 14-bed, 32-bath house mansion on the water with an infinity pool overlooking the Gulf of Mexico into the endless beauty of this earth, you can do it both on 30A. So if you guys are looking for that big, beautiful $20 million home that just has endless beauty, you know exactly who to call. We would love to help.
So this has been our 10 top reasons to not move to 30A. If you can get past all of those and skip on to why it's so amazing, then definitely give us a call, send us a text, however it is that you want to contact us, and we can help you with your move to 30A. We'll see you all at the next one.
Sure, why not? I said, sure, why not? If I ever had to be a dancer, in a chair dancer, man, I could be good. Weren't expecting a snap, were you?